At the end of your life, what will be your legacy? What will you leave behind for future generations? For the world, join the World Messenger, Izabela Lundberg, each week as she brings you a new distinguished guest from the business, sports, or entertainment world to share their success, their struggles, and their lessons. They will share their insights into current hot topics that affect everyone. Izabela facilitates an intimate, vulnerable environment to find the true value of humanity and real leadership. Are you ready for your legacy? The legacy that matters?
Hello, my beautiful friends. It's Izabela Lundberg here, the World Messenger, and I'm inviting for another epic episode of Legacy Leadership. Today, we have an opportunity to travel the world and go to Middle East, to heart of Middle East, actually to Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and also have an opportunity to really deep dive in what is happening there, as well what's happening in royal office. One of the representatives who is actually Chief Executive Office of the Royal Office and works directly with His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal and his strategic advisor with other advisors focusing on numerous things, not only on obviously opportunities for building alliances, change in policies, collaborations, but also opportunities to really work with prestigious NGOs, organizations, and be the part of so much more. Without further ado, let me introduce you to Ambassador Dunston. Good afternoon, Dunston. How are you?
Good afternoon, and thank you. It's a pleasure talking to you always, and I'm so happy that I'm having a chance to speak with you in this context. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm glad we get the chance and opportunity to do that, knowing specifically how busy you are and being in this role, prestigious role, takes so much efforts. But before we dive into that, do you mind sharing, first of all, today is something very special happening. It's Diwali in your culture. And do you mind sharing a little bit about your upbringing, what this holiday means, and then how did you obviously came and found yourself in UAE and parts that you today?
Well, Diwali is a festival that is celebrated across the Indian continent, irrespective of the caste, the culture. Everybody in India celebrates that because it is called as the Festival of Lights. It's basically or it is also known as the good that wins over the evil. So that is how it is referred to as. So it's a festival of where we share sweets, go in for new dresses, new ornaments, new possessions like vehicles. It's an auspicious day where people look out for buying anything new to their family. And it's celebrated, actually it is celebrated the 12th of November. But it constitutes of about 3 to 4 days, and the celebration ends with crackers and fireworks, and I mean that's why it's called the Festival of Lights. So I think that's a festival which brings in people together, irrespective of whether you are in India, whether you are in any part of the world. The people do celebrate this with a lot of passion.
That is fantastic. And the reason why I want to open the conversation with that, because in terms of that, everything is so dramatically changing in the landscape of current events on global scale. It's such a beautiful way to start this conversation on carving positive path forward and celebrating each other in positive light and positive opportunities. Thank you for sharing that. But do you mind sharing also a little bit about your background and how did you end up being part of now current culture of UAE as well as part of the royal office?
I basically hail from India, and I had been all throughout in India for the past 38 years. My career span starts from 1986, and I had been a very successful journey as an employee, as a senior level executive, and then I moved on to become an entrepreneur. I had my own business, and that's how I had the opportunity to meet one of the family members, and then life changed. He pulled me out. He said, come over to Dubai. and I'm in UAE today for the past 5 years, and associated with the family of Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal Al Qassimi, who's primarily from Ras Al Khaimah, and also associated with Sharjah. Now, if you know the geography of United Arab Emirates, it comprises of about 7 emirates. That is basically Dubai, which is ruled by the Al Maktoum family, Abu Dhabi, which is ruled by the Al Nahyan family, and Ras Al Khaimah and Sharjah, which is ruled by the Al Qassimi families, and then the smaller emirates like Ajman, Fujairah, and Al Quwain. So this is how the UAE is comprised of. So we represent Ras Al Khaimah, and at the moment, Ras Al Khaimah is the most happening place in UAE. A lot of developments are happening in Ras Al Khaimah. The first casino, which is in the Middle East, is coming up in Ras Al Khaimah, and the work is already started. Under our family office, we have announced some mega projects like the film city, which is going to be the world's biggest film city, which will be an end-to-end solution to the film fraternity. We're coming out with a sports academy to train students in various sports. We are coming out with a wildlife sanctuary in collaboration with a sanctuary in South Africa. We are coming out with an underwater theme park, which will be a unique one and one of its kind in the world. We are also coming out with a pharmaceutical city project, which is basically an exclusive city for the pharmaceutical companies, wherein they will come and set up their manufacturing units, warehouses, logistics parks, and all related activities pertaining to the pharmaceutical productions. Now, the basic idea of setting up this pharmaceutical project in Ras Al Khaimah is that we would like to supply at least 60% of the production of medicines to the African continent. Because as we all know, Africa, still people are deprived of good medicines, and majority of the population doesn't have access to quality medicines. So that is one area which we are looking at, especially after the COVID. We feel that healthcare is something very important, that we should be lending our support to the neighboring countries, as well as of countries who are deprived of basic health necessities. So we are looking at that aspect, and we are also coming out with a lot of other projects in Ras Al Khaimah, as well as some projects in Dubai as well. So life is quite exciting now because of all these projects, which is going to happen in the next 4-5 years. And I think by 27, 28, most of these projects will go live, and things will change. UAE will still continue to be the most sought after destination in the world.
So powerful. So based on what you shared, entrepreneurial drive and successes led you to this amazing opportunity. And now you are changing and disrupting so many industries that are going to be springboarding and making tremendous change on many continents, including Africa. That is fantastic. Kudos.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So when you were talking about, obviously, I know the world brings us always together through the music, through the food, through the sports, and you leverage and utilize one avenue, which is sports, to really bring different types of sports and competition, but also opportunity to truly be part of the larger global landscape. In addition to the healthcare that you mentioned and pharmaceuticals that can truly save so many lives in undeveloped countries such as Africa. What could you please share how is all this started and with a little bit of vision behind it? Because obviously it takes a lot of thoughtful planning and strategic approach to it.
Well, we have been approached by many people with ideas and projects. So we look at projects which we feel that it is unique. Two, it is going to add value to this country and the people of this country. And three, we are looking at the perspective of how we can change lives of people across the world. So these are all some of the three aspects that we take care of it. And we select those projects specifically and see how we can implement it. And we have a team that works behind it. And yes, we are all out to make sure that Ras Al Khaimah is going to be the next kind of happening place. Because already now people are moving out to Ras Al Khaimah because of its proximity. It's not very far away from Dubai. It's hardly about 50 minutes, and you have a very beautiful roads which can reach you there quite fast. You have an airport, you have a seaport, and Ras Al Khaimah would be the only place in United Arab Emirates which has got all the natural elements like the mountain, desert, sea. It's a combination of all those things which has given people a little feel that they can come and rest in this place. So all these days, Ras Al Khaimah was always looked at a resort kind of place where people can come for the holidays and other things. But now life is changing. It's becoming the happening place with a lot of projects coming in. And all these projects are definitely going to change the lives of people, going to add, create more jobs in this segment, and opportunities for talents. See, when we talk about the film city, it is going to be, we are talking about the biggest in the world, which means it is several times bigger than the Universal Studios. So the kind of opportunities that people can have inside, like various latest technologies, artificial intelligence, you name it, this will be the place where the most phenomenal movies would be created in the future. And that's an opportunity which we are going to create. And yes, there is a vision behind all these things, and the leadership, that is more important, because unless the leader's vision is there, I don't think any of these projects will be successful. And that is where they come in the place, which is what the UAE is all about, the leadership. The leaders have been very phenomenal with a long-term leadership. Like, for example, I had recently shared on my profile the roadmap from 2023 to 2017, which means about 70 to 80 years from now, what UAE will be. We have given a complete roadmap. That's a kind of visionary that we have. And we go by that roadmap and make sure that whatever is mentioned there is happening in this place. So it's all about vision. It's all about leaders. And we are glad that we have such wonderful leaders with whom we are associated, and we are able to make things happen.
I love that. How you brought it back, how important it is to have a right partners, but also right leaders with the right mindset who can see your vision and also look at things in the future. So to be strategic. And since we're talking about not only leadership, but also here on the Legacy Leader Show, something that's going to not only impact at the current time, but also generations to come. Do you mind sharing some of your perspectives? What do you see that is so unique to leadership traits in your cabinet and people that you're surrounded with?
No, here, as I told you, because of this, the country, we follow a legacy. The sense, it's not a democratic country like the other countries where you have an election and the term is for 5 years or 10 years, and then the government changes. So here there's a consistency in whatever the vision is. See, for example, if a particular leader is putting across a certain kind of vision, the same vision is carried forward by his legacy, by his son or whoever is successor. So that is the most advantage that we all have in this country. And second is, the leaders are so people oriented, in the sense whatever they do, it is always for the benefit of the people in this country. And that is the success of their existence. In the sense, I've not seen, I've all along been in a democratic country where I've seen the leaders moving around with high security and bodyguards and all those things. But I was extremely surprised when I came to UAE and see that the rulers, whether it is the president, the prime minister, or any of the ruling family members, they move around in this place like any other common man. They drive their own vehicle. They move around in metro. They move around in taxis. They walk around in shopping malls. They go and sit in a common restaurant. And life doesn't change there. Nobody is disturbed. Nobody is troubled because the ruler is coming. Nothing. And they are one among us. And that is the success of those leaders. And because people love them, people like them. Why? Because they are taking care of their own people. And hats off to them. And God give them longer life and to continue whatever the good that they're doing.
I love what you said there, how important it is to be, as those legacy leaders, approachable, down to earth, genuine, interested in their own people, as you said, being visible, interacting with them, not feeling that they need to have a special treatment and status. And as a result, they're loved because people know that they care about their issues, right? But what's also really interesting for everybody watching and listening that are not familiar with Dubai culture and obviously environments, how innovative it is, how transformative it is, and how innovation, transformation internally changes so much. And as a result, obviously, we see so many disruptions in technology and innovation, and also very important solutions that we're world yet to see.
No, see, always UAE had embraced anything new that is happening across the world, and we will be the first one to implement it. Now, if you see, the latest trend is artificial intelligence, and there are many sectors in UAE today which is getting into artificial intelligence and trying to make life simpler. Like, for example, using artificial intelligence, last week there was a trial done for driverless taxis, and there is an announcement that has come from the Dubai leadership that by 2024 there will be more than 1,500 driverless taxis that is going to be implemented in UAE using artificial intelligence technology. Similarly, the crossing in the traffic signals has now incorporated artificial intelligence so that the waiting time of the people comes down, so that seeing the number of people, automatically the signal changes into green and allows the people to cross the crossing. So like that, we are looking at various agencies. Not only, I've just given a sample. Similarly, for example, in the airports, artificial intelligence being used for recognition of the face IDs. You don't have to scan your passport or Emirates ID or anything. You can just walk through the machine and it'll automatically scan you and then pass you through the immigration. So all these things are trying to be put in place so that life become much simpler for people. So we are looking at technology disruption, and yes, we will be the first to come out with a lot of new innovative things that is happening across the world.
That's amazing. I love that. So obviously, for anybody that never had a chance to be in Dubai and wanted to experience the culture and everything, how would you describe how is the life in Dubai or just the whole country? Because a lot of people don't have a sense of, and not many, and I know I'm seeing now a trajectory of more and more people traveling to the Middle East and specifically that part of the world. How would you describe for everybody that is eager to explore it?
I think you should, I would request that everyone who has not visited UAE should make a point to come and see this place, because it's a place that you will observe many things. You have the cheapest, you have the costliest. Okay, if you take about the cuisines, you have a vast, I think more than 200 or 250 different varieties, because we have about 200 nationalities living in this country, and we have cuisines that caters to all these nationalities. So you have anybody who is a foodie, he can come here and explore these tastes of 200 countries, right? Similarly, you can live in a place which is cost effective, plus you can also live in a place which is a 7-star category. So the choice is yours. You have the opportunity. You can come experience. If you want to be in a budget hotel, you can be in a budget hotel. If you want to be in a 7-star hotel, you can be in a 7-star hotel. So you have all extremes and in between as well. If you want to you travel in a Mercedes, you can travel in a Mercedes. If you want to travel in a small car, you can travel in a small car. So I'm saying this is a place where you will get, and which is not limited, saying that, okay, this is only available in, this is the only thing that you can get in Dubai, so you have to live with it. No, it makes your life so easy that you will get what you are looking for. So I think it's a place that you should explore. And anybody who has visited or who I have come across, when I ask them, they say that we would definitely love to come back. So that is because that is the experience that is given to them right from the time they land at Dubai airport, because the top leadership is reviewing the time span taken by an individual visitor from the time he deplanes, get down from the plane, and he comes out of the airport. That time is measured. So that is the kind of importance that we give to the people who are coming to Dubai.
Wow, that is fantastic. So now everybody watching and listening, now you know why you should put Dubai on your agenda for future travels, because of experience. Everybody keeps telling Izabela of Dubai, what used to be even 5 years ago is so different what is today, and let alone for anybody that never been there. And I have so many friends telling me it's one of the hardest cities to describe because it's so many different things in one particular place.
And it is the most safest place in the world, especially for women. They can walk around even at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the night. Nothing. That is the most, that is something which any tourist will love to enjoy, because see, freedom. At the end of the day, when you come here, you can't be restricted. Like, for example, when you're traveling to certain countries, there is a travel guideline which says that after 10 o'clock, you should not go out of the hotel, or you should not walk in this area, you should not go in this area. Here, nothing. You have freedom to go to the beach, you can go to wherever you like. So that comfort and that security is there. So I think that is something which people will definitely love.
That's fantastic. And I think also you recently made so many things much more easier for foreigners and expats to come and actually live there and open the businesses and also collaborate and work on some of these major disruptive, innovative technologies and solutions for humankind. So do you mind sharing a little bit from that perspective as a chairman, how you see that really speaking to others that are considering and looking at other options?
No, see, today, if you see, on an average per month, I'm discussing with at least about 25 groups from various countries, like from India, from Sri Lanka, from US, who wants to migrate their business from those countries to UAE, basically because of the ease of doing business. Right? Recently, I had about 5 or 6 companies moving in from Silicon Valley to UAE who wants to establish here, because they feel that this is more secure, and various benefits are there. The tax benefit, ease of doing business, starting a company in 2 days' time, all those things. And this is where the family office is also playing a major role. We kind of handhold them. Anybody new coming to this country, we handhold them, support them. We jointly form a joint venture company with them, with an agreed shareholding structure, and we facilitate them with all licenses, visas, name. We back them with our family office name, and we facilitate them by giving them the network, the connect to various government agencies or private agencies, depending on the business that they are into, and make sure that they are able to set up and settle faster than if they would have come alone and set up a business. And we are also having a lot of other schemes like the golden visa. Like, for example, for a normal business person, the normal resident visa is valid for 2 years. But for exceptional cases, we are providing them with a 10-year visa, so that it makes them eligible to stay in this country for a span of 10 years. And then it can be renewed. So various opportunities and various things that we are providing to entrepreneurs, business people who wants to come and establish their business, and we welcome them all to come and be part of this journey.
That is fantastic. So it's great to see how it's a process streamlined, how much opportunity it is there, and how much also you are seeking for smart talent that is capable not only to navigate, but also offer tremendous skill sets, because obviously everybody's now looking on that AI disruption, innovation, and as a result, even for us at Legacy Leader Institute, we're adding AI, underlining how we approach the business internally, but also how we serve our clients. So I'm glad to hear that not only technology plays a huge role, but also so many different initiatives that you've been part of as well, people. Do you mind sharing now a little bit from your perspective? I mean, first of all, how you are accomplishing, you're involved in so many crucial roles, how you manage that for everybody that is watching and wondering, how do you do all this tremendous work? You've been involved not only in so many initiatives with so much level of responsibility. How do you lead and how do you manage to accomplish all of that?
No, it's purely delegation. I believe in delegation because all my journey for the past 38 years, I was in leadership roles, and I always believe in delegation because you can't delegate unless you trust your team, and
Yeah.
I trust my team very well. So I delegate the responsibilities, and it's only a review that happens which keeps everything under control. And your team is everything. It's not a one-man show. It's at the end of the day, it's a team, and they are the people who are putting in the effort. So I believe in them.
That's fantastic. And you spot on, delegation is hardest thing for a lot of leaders to do for various reasons. And you said it's something very important, trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your team, trust in their skills level, and trusting that they're going to do the best they can. Absolutely. That is fundamental. And then from that, that's what carves truly legacy, because then you can do more, quicker, faster, and better.
True. Absolutely.
And from that perspective, I'm curious, obviously, you already live in your legacy. You're already showing what's possible. What is on your personal trajectory that you would like to be known and remembered for as your personal legacy?
Well, see, all these projects or all these work-related activities, it's an ongoing process. See, for example, by 27, once we complete all these projects, we are going to come out with another set of projects. So it's a never-ending process that we are going to adhere to various things and all. But keeping this aside, what that gives a satisfaction for you is something which I love to do, is basically to support people who are in need. I am working with more than 10 NGOs in African countries, and my most important dream is to set up a skill center for autism children in UAE. Okay, and in all the Emirates, there are autism centers in UAE, but I would like to set up an extraordinary skill center in all the 7 Emirates, which means the autism children will be taken care in such a manner that whatever skills they have is kind of built, and they get that self-esteem that yes, I am able to demonstrate my skill in some manner, and people are seeing that. So that is something which I would like to set up, and that once it is done, I'm sure that will create a legacy for me. I'll be talked for on behalf of that. The second most ambitious thing that we are looking at is we are now coming out with a fashion show in 2024. See, there are plenty of fashion shows happening in UAE every week, every day, but this is going to be a unique and first of its kind in UAE, or probably in the world, where all the models that is going to be in the fashion show are people of determination or people who are differently abled. people, right? Either they would be, they're not in a position to walk, or, I mean, I would call them people of determination, or people who are not normal. So the basic idea of this is to show to the world that they are not physically challenged, but they are differently abled. They can do things in a different manner. So that is the basic idea of this show. And we have also already discussion with various things. And not only that, once the show is over, all these models who are going to be present in there will be absorbed by the leading companies in UAE as their brand ambassadors. So these are all some of the things that I take time away from my routine things to focus and see how I can change their life. So that's it.
Wow, that is so powerful. So you are pretty much including all tapestry of the society, and you're given the voice and opportunity for disabilities with the disabled to really shine and show how they're still interwoven part of the society. That is very noble, and I'm deeply touched by that. I'm sure that's going to carry a lot of tremendous success. But what I'm really also finding, obviously, with everything you've been involved and everything that I keep hearing and all these amazing projects, I'm sure more and more it's yet to come and to be unveiled. But a lot of people are curious, like, how do they get involved? How do they can partake in some of these initiatives that you're doing?
No, as I told you, we are open, and they can reach out to me on my LinkedIn profile. I'm open to everybody. I'm accessible to everybody. And I make it a point that at least I respond to each and everyone who writes to me either by mail or by messages in email or LinkedIn. And please, you're most welcome to be part of any of the projects that we are doing, provided you have the expertise, whether you have the passion. And yes, let's join together and be a change maker and be part of this great journey.
I love that invitation, because obviously your journey, just from looking how many awards you already won in previous year and the span of your 35 years of exceptional leadership, and how you transition from supply chain management, procurement, logistics, now to one of the highest level of leadership and engagement with the most brilliant minds in the country and around the world. I feel like you are unstoppable, and so much it's possible. And for everybody, again, that wants to leverage, utilize their skills, imagination, this is a phenomenal opportunity to do, contribute, and also be part of it. Major disruptions, right? But before we close, I wanted to ask you, what is one of the most proudest projects that you did, no matter what part of your career path in those 35 years, that you feel really was a stepping stone where you're at today?
You mean the projects in UAE?
I mean, one project that you already did in the past that you're the most proud of, that you see it to fruition, that made the most impact so far, in your opinion?
Well, as I told you, it's not a project that would have changed, a mega project or so. During my tenure of working with some of the NGOs in Africa, we had worked with two NGOs, one in Nigeria and one in Liberia, where we were involved in constructing. In Nigeria, we were involved in constructing toilets for some of the women schools. Because if you see, most of the students were coming from very far off places to these schools, and the schools never had a toilet. So these children used to wait till they reach home in order to go to the toilet. So that is something which we felt that there is a need that we need to step in. So, and this is some of the interior areas of Nigeria which we have worked recently, and that has given me a lot of satisfaction that yes, I have been able to do something. Rather than making a project, making the business successful, that's one part of the job. But these are small things where value additions may not be much, but self-satisfaction is much more.
Yeah.
So, so I believe in these kind of small things, and I spend a lot of time where I focus on these things. Like now in Liberia, we are working on a project of supplying this sanitary pads for women, children. So like this, there are several projects in the line. As and when we get the feasibility done, we are working, and most of these projects we are directly connected with the governments of those particular countries. So it becomes much easier for us to implement it in a larger manner. And I think these are all some of the things, apart from the routine works that I have been doing in the last 38 years. That's it.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. The reason why I'm asking, because every time people see where you are today, but they don't realize how with smaller efforts and repetition of those efforts, impact can be made, and how easy it is to have, again, tapped into the passion and make somebody's life so much easier. And that is so admirable. And in closing, is there any message that you like for everybody watching and listening that are contemplating their own legacy, their own paths, their own succession, or how they want what they're starting or what they're already built to pass on future generation, what your message would be?
No, my message would be, see, whatever you do, let's do something for the future generation, because when they come into this world, let's not spoil this world and go. Let's create something. Like, for example, today, if you see, UAE is known as what you call it, buildings, and which we have constructed in the deserts. So no greenery but now we are getting into a scenario where we are planning to plant trees and plants across the Emirates and make it more greener. Now, once you are making it more greener, it's going to create an environment for the future generation. The next 10, 15, 20 years down the line, people will see beautiful greenery around this place. So whatever you do it with passion, and it's not just to make money or make your life easy. Do it with passion, and always make it a point that you have a generation that is going to come and enjoy what you are going to create today. That legacy should be benefit to the future generations. It could be your son, your grandson, or the people around you.
Thank you for listening to Legacy Leader Show. If you enjoyed the content and had a positive experience, then please leave us a positive rating. In addition, leave us a positive review whenever you are listening on whatever platform there might be. Make sure your friends and family also know about the benefit and value that we provide and what we have to offer. Cheers.